Let's see if it's working. There it goes. Can I hear anything? Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to have a meetup today, and I hope you're coming. And if you don't have the link, get in touch, chat. I've even got a chat button here, so you can talk to me if you want. I got one from Keith Lawson yesterday. I hope Keith's coming. I'm just getting on right now to invite you all. It starts in about an hour. I got my postal hat on. Look at this postal hat. I got a postal mug. See, I got my postal mug from back in the days when I was helping the USPS to sell direct mail. Imagine that. I don't know how many people they've hired for that, but they've hired me a few times. And so I'm working on that again. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in the Groundhog Day predictions meetup. And I especially wanted to, I don't know how to get to the slide I want to get to. I guess I can just hit page down until I get there. I'm going to go all the way to the end. Yesterday I put a presentation on. It was about 37 minutes. And it was basically about how mail, unlike other media, which throws itself away, you know if somebody buys from your ad, but you don't know if they engaged with it or not, right? So an ad on the Super Bowl might get thousands of people clicking a QR code or something, but you don't know who it was shown to. You don't know their characteristics. You don't know if they were paying attention. You may be able to track their household, but that's about it. And they could have gone and gotten a sandwich. So mail, unlike that, we know who got mailed. We know it got delivered. We know that it went to a decision maker in the household. We know that they engaged with it because your brain has 10 times the neural receptors for touch as it does for vision, right? You had to look at it. You had to touch it because mail doesn't throw itself away. And then you had to make a decision. You had to decide whether to save it or keep it or what, right? And that guarantees engagement. So even if you threw it in the trash, you probably still remember it. I remember yesterday I got a piece of mail about being an expert witness. And it went right in the trash. I've gotten plenty of those before. Today, I sent in a coupon for a rebate, and they said that I had the wrong coupon number. Now I had clicked a QR code from the coupon, and it took me to a landing page where I filled in my name to get my little rebate, and it only brought up one coupon code, and it was wrong, and they blamed me. I know how these things happen, so I explain this carefully, and I get my $3. But if they wouldn't have mailed me a postcard, they wouldn't have found that out. And so it triggered me, right? And so anyway, we're going to be talking about the Postal Service a little and how they could benefit from this key information that because mail has built in both the engaged buyers, every medium does, and the engaged non-buyers, it can tell you who your customers are. It can tell you the best offer with absolute scientific certainty, right? How does that help the Postal Service? Well, if we bring up this slide, which may come up and may not, yeah, there it goes. And we see that the volume of the Postal Service was, here's the volume over here in billions, about 100 billion pieces in 2008. And what's happened since 2008? Well, in 2009, we started measuring digital advertising. And all the trades were full of information about digital advertising. Is it true? Don't know. But largely mail has been abandoned since then. And you can see that it went down and down and down. It didn't go down as much as first class, but it went down. It's gone down considerably, whereas now it wasn't quite 60 billion. So it's been cut almost in half. I think they said 41% or something. Anyway, almost in half. And if we could revitalize mail, this generated, even this alone, this volume generated $15 billion of postage. Okay? So what happens if we go back here? It's going to generate 14 billion of postage without changing any rates, right? If we could get enthusiasm about mail back to where it was. And I believe we can. I believe when mail goes head to head with digital or direct or mass media, it wins. It doesn't always win. I haven't yet seen it not win, but we can verify it with scientific precision. And that you can't do with other media. And we can absolutely measure that. What would that mean? It means it would increase marketing mail, but first class would also be impacted, because I've never had a company that came to me and said, we want to do some direct mail. They never start with first class because it's more expensive. But once we prove that they can make money with marketing mail, they often test first class. And sometimes I had one company, they increased their response rate 400%, 4 times the response when they put it in a number 10 envelope compared to a postcard. And it wasn't 4 times more expensive. It wasn't even double, which just shows you can increase pre-sort first class. Absolutely you can. And that's the most efficient and profitable class of U.S. postage. I calculated the cost per piece, or the revenue per piece. It also, if you get the retailers on board with their direct to consumer, it increases the package volume. So there you go. So that's what we're going to talk about. 14 billion in extra revenue, makes delivery sustainable, makes the USPS profitable with no new rate increases. My plan is to inspire to create a USPS ambassador role to evangelize direct mail to national advertisers, to instruct creating a task force of direct mail experts with track records of testing and growing circulation, people like Andrew Ettinger, who successfully pull digital money out of ad budgets and convert it to direct mail because he absolutely proves it with scientific accuracy. We're capable of that. They can't disprove it unless they use their phony attribution, which they do. But we can overcome that. There's ways to overcome that. Absolutely, yes, there are. Okay? I think we can also create a voucher program that rewards mailers by letting them prepay postage since they have a mailing plan, letting them commit to mailing more this year. I think we can also incentivize. We can elevate direct mail to direct marketing. That's key. Dick Hodgson, I have his book behind me on the shelf back here, says direct marketing is the greatest idea that's never been tried. And I agree. We used to have all kinds of classes. The Direct Marketing Association had 20, 30,000 people at their shows. It was the big deal back when I started. And yet, so few companies ever understood the power. So now, put incentives, instead of incentives for lame QR codes that could go in the wrong place. It doesn't matter. They don't incentivize the testing and tracking. They incentivize the QR code because they think it's digital. Okay, let's get incentives for companies that are willing to build case studies with proven direct marketing experts and publish the results. Let's give them a big incentive for that. 10%, maybe more, if they'll publish the results. We'll do it all out in the open. We can get more media attention than digital has in a long time. So everybody's kind of sick of digital. It's not working. It's not scalable. It's a lot of problems I'm not going to go into right now. Okay? But if we create field valid experimentation for direct mail with direct marketing techniques that are well established, we can win. We can prove that direct mail has a place for virtually all brand advertisers, virtually all national advertisers, and that will spill over to local and regional. Absolutely. I have no doubt we can double the volume of marketing mail for USPS in a short number of years. And the funny thing, if we go back to that chart, was you can see the number of employees hasn't declined as fast as the amount of mail has, which means there's excess capacity. And according to the U.S. the Inspector General, see if I can find that Inspector General quote. According to the Inspector General, Declining marketing volume, marketing mail, reduces mail density and therefore makes mail delivery increasingly less profitable per address served. As each delivery point becomes less profitable, the delivery network becomes more difficult to sustain. That's from just 6 months ago. They get it. If we can increase marketing mail, we don't significantly increase the overhead because the marketers prepare the mail specifically for the carrier. It's already set to go. Got it? It's the easiest to handle, unlike packages, which USPS still admits they're not really geared up to handle. And my local postman, who's retired now, so I can talk about it, he told me when the package season was here, he said, now they gave me a little truck, one of these new mini trucks. He said, I don't even have enough room to do half my route, and I have to go out, all the way out, and then come back, fill it up with more packages, and go out again. The packages are tremendously burdensome as far as overhead and cost, and the postmen don't like it. So, whoops, let's go back to the plan. Okay, so we give incentives for doing it right and publishing the results. I never, ever, ever see valid case studies for mail, but neither do I see them for AI or digital. I never see anybody proving the incremental benefit of their advertising. They do X and Y happens. They take credit for it. Okay, I'm not saying that's fraudulent. I'm just saying it's not really proving it, but we can prove it. We can prove it so the CFO believes it. Okay, and that is how we do it. I'm John Miglosh. See you in 45 minutes. Bye-bye.